Now let us go to what you mean by process scheduling. So here the word scheduling indicates some meaning. Okay, schedule. So schedule means what? Assigning some work to be done at some period of time. Okay, we are allocating some work to be done at some period of time. So time will be given, what work will be given, who will do the work will be given. This is what we are referring as scheduling. Process scheduling means what? What process we are going to execute? Who is going to execute? At what place we are going to execute? All those informations combined together to refer as a process scheduling. Okay. So coming to the core point of process scheduling, already I told we are having only one processor. Okay, we are having only one processor, but consider or assume I am having 10 process. Now I have to schedule CPU for all these processes. Okay, I have to schedule CPU for all these processes. That means what? When P1 should be given the CPU, when P1 should be terminated from the CPU, when P should be given, when P3, when P. So what is the time for all the process to get to the CPU or to get into the CPU and to come out of the CPU? This is what we are referring as scheduling, process scheduling. Scheduling a process to be executed in the CPU or to reside in the main memory. Okay. In order to do this, we are having some queues referred as scheduling queues. Already I told only one processor is available, 10 process is available. So I have to form a queue so that which process will go into the CPU first, second, third. Already the word queue indicates first come, first serve. That's all. Okay, queue is a data structure that implements the logic or concept of first come, first serve. Whatever process schedule or whatever process available in the first of the queue will be scheduled first. Okay. Like that, we are having some scheduling queues. What are the queues? One is job queue. Okay, already I told what do you mean by job? Program. Program is converted into file. File is converted into job. Okay, so job means the process available in main memory or the program available in main memory. Okay, so here we are considering it as job. Here we are having one queue to store all the jobs. So here job 1, job 2, like that we will have some queue. First come, first serve basis. Okay. So what are the process ready to run that will be placed in job queue? That's all. Okay, what are the process approved by operating system to be executed in the CPU will be placed in job queue. Okay. Then ready queue means what? Once the approval is over, once the operating system is approving a particular process or job, that will be moved to main memory or that will be available or that will be given the CPU. Okay, that is termed as ready queue. So ready queue again process P1 will be available, process P2 will be available, process P3. Okay. So once the work is allocated or once the job is created, it will be placed in job queue. Once the job is approved by the operating system for executing in the CPU, that will be placed in ready queue. Okay, after ready, it is given the CPU. So the process is executing in the CPU. So that particular process needs some output device. For example, it needs printer. Printer is not available. So what I will do? Again, I will place the process in the queue. That's all. Another process is getting ready. Another process is moved to CPU. That is process P2. P2 also wants printer. What do you have to do? P2 should be placed in the P2 should be placed in the queue. Then again P5 may be placed in the queue like that. Once the printer is free, P1 be allotted the printer so that it will be removed from the queue. Okay. So scheduling means a process. Scheduler means a mechanism or a mechanical part that is doing the scheduling job. First one is long-term scheduler, also referred as job scheduler. Okay, long-term scheduler, also referred as job scheduler. when your job is available in the secondary storage or in the hard disk or in the permanent storage. If the CPU wants to execute the job that is available in the secondary storage, that scheduler is referred as long-term scheduler or job scheduler. Okay, listen. Program or process will be selected from disk. Okay. Now, what is a short-term scheduler? CPU selects the job that is in the main memory in the state ready to run. Okay. So what does it mean long term and short term? It is nothing but timings. That's all. Okay. What will happening is you know that CPU is there. Okay. Main memory is there. Then secondary storage is there. So main memory will have some process. Secondary storage will have some process. CPU will accommodate only one process. Okay. Now the CPU is free means first it will look at the main memory. This is called a short-term scheduler or short-term scheduling. First, it will look into the main memory. If a process are available in the main memory, that will be allocated to the CPU. Okay. Now this process all completed its work. Now main memory is not having any job to be completed, but still I need or I have some program that is available in secondary storage. Okay. Once it is not in main memory, CPU will tell the operating system, then operating system will go to the secondary storage and store a block of data to main memory. That is referred as long term or short term is time consuming or less time consuming process. Long term is a large time consuming process. That's all. Okay, the time taken by the CPU to execute the job differentiate long term and short term. If you are having a process that takes 3 or 4 hours to complete, that is referred as long term scheduler. If you have a process that requires only 2 or 3 seconds to complete, that is referred as short-term scheduler. That's all. Okay. And the third one, medium-term scheduler or medium-term scheduling. Just now I told remove from memory and reload whenever required. Okay, removed from memory. For example, okay, CPU is there, main memory is there. The main memory may have some process to be executed. For example, I'm having three process P1, process P2, and process P3. Secondary storage is having lot of jobs or program. Okay. For example, I'm having P4. Normally, first come, first serve. So CPU will select or operating system select among this process what is the first process. For example, P1 that will be allocated to CPU. Now CPU is executing P1. Now after P1, operating system decides to execute P4, which is not available in. So this is short-term scheduling. Okay, this is short-term scheduling. Okay. Now process operating system decides process P4 to be executed. Okay, P4 is available in secondary storage. That will be shifted to the main memory in the place of P1. So P4 will be allocated. Okay. P1 is already in execution, so P1 cannot be removed. So I will remove either P2 or P3. So P4 will come in this place and the P2 will be swapped to the secondary storage. That's all. Okay, whenever operating system decides a process that is available in hard disk to be executed, that will be swapped with a program or process that is available in the main memory. So this swapping type of scheduling is referred as medium-term scheduler. Okay. If OS takes from or if CPU takes from main memory, that is a short term. CPU takes from secondary storage or secondary memory, that is long term. For some requirement, if operating system swap a process that is available in main memory and secondary memory, that is referred as medium term scheduling. Information